Hey, yo! What's good, peoples? Hello, New World. Welcome to the Ozzy and Sid Report. Again, I said welcome to the Ozzy and Sid Report, and thank you for tuning in to the Ozzy and Sid Report. Once again, I got another live and some news topics we're gonna go over briefly. Um, going to tell you again, not gonna be a long live, but we're gonna have a little discussion. Shout out to Straight Shooters 94 again. This shout out to the Straight Shooters 94. Straight Shooters 94 with a 94 at the end. Yo, big ups to my co-host, She, aka Nothing But Net, aka Nothing But Net, bitch. I don't know if I curse because you know these YouTube guidelines is cracking down like these indictments with the feds. And also shout out to my other guest hosts and co-hosts, Mr. Captain Fall in Line himself, Sid. I'll tell you in a minute. Seed, Sheed and Sid. Straight Shooters 94. Yo, this viral news off of 2 views. Again, this viral news off of 2 views. I don't care. 2 people are watching or 2 billion people are watching. We gonna get this content, these thoughts, and these takes out. And yeah, some good journalism with an opinionated take. So I guess it will be considered entertainment journalism. Um, so let's have at it. I don't got no order in my topics, but yo, guess what? The Canelo Crawford Cinnamon versus Bud. Yeah, if you my Spanish homie said, yo, if you translate Canelo, it's cinnamon. Yo, imagine getting whooped and washed by a big homie named Cinnamon. That's what I like. Yo, um, Canelo, I said it before, man. I think Canelo got it. Like I said, I know you're supposed to go for your peoples and all that. Crawford can have it too. He can take it. But this is gonna be a real good fight. If you're a true boxing fan and you're not just being like looking at it. Cause I don't know, lately they've been going with these color lines. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. You know, they said something about Canelo. Yeah, they've been saying they've been saying a little bit stuff, a little bit too much on the heavy side about Canelo, and a little bit too much going heavy in on Crawford. I'm like, yeah, that's why I don't like. I mean, I get they need the cat. No, not even the casual fans. They just need the views and the audience for boxing to bring in the money. But yo, for people that really don't follow the sport, understand that this is a big fight coming up. It's a good fight, and this is for the avid boxing fans like I myself, and even the advanced boxing fans. That yeah, this is what we want to see. Yo, Tank versus Jake Paul. Almost about to throw up. I remember when I was like, yo, let Tank, like he even said, he was like, yo, he paused, he would test the chin, like, yo, he tested chin, that was his thing, like, yo, your chin is soft, you challenge a fight to Crawford. Okay. Now, and they laughed me out the room, but now they want him to fight Jake Paul, and now they saying that Jake Paul actually might take Tank. Let's pause for a second. Let's have a moment of silence for the deaths of the purity of sports. Again, let's have a moment of silence for the death and the purity of sports. Okay, yeah, because I couldn't believe the hogwash, the audacity, the reprehensibleness. This is the yeah. I felt like the other complexion of a Karen. Like, oh, how dare you? Like, yo, this is Javante Tank Davis. No matter how you feel about him, but yo, this Tank Davis, like, he's one of them knockout kings artists. He'll take you to the clinic. Now, let's say got some of this bullish with the whole exposition fights and all that. Yeah, but it's like, come on, bro. This is what is this world coming to? Also, in other sporting news, well, it was an actual sporting event, but then I don't know if they was putting some what do they do with the rollout? Is it fake? Because you never know what's fake and AI and what they just doing for content. Yeah, Rampage's son, his son, not Rampage, the MMA fighter. His actual son is 25. Dude crushed Ken over his head, and he was like, the other fighters was like, yo, you kind of pissed off. I guess they've been back and forth with him because he's Rampage's son. So you know how that is. You're gonna get that. Oh, you Rampage's son. You try to get treated like a prince. You're not gonna get those. You're not gonna get just advancement over here just because your name is royalty around here. Anybody knows about MMA? Yeah, Rampage is one of them. Just like Joe Rogan was one of them too. And yeah, he gave that homeboy 22 punches to the Disno. Yeah, to the head, to the thing that where you wear your throne, your cap, your baseball cap, your where you wash your face. Like he gave him 22 of them Jones to his chin, just bow 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 bow. Man was knocked out on the mat for like minutes. They said. And it's crazy because some people are actually split on it, saying like, yo, he reacted too much. He doesn't have an IQ. He's just emotional. But then on the other side, it's like, yo, sometimes when you just keep poking the bear and keep poking the bear, guess what? You get this reaction. I don't know why always people get surprised and shocked when it's the aggressors that are always in people's face. And then when the person fires back, oh my God, I can't believe it's it's deplorable. Like, I can't believe what they did. Like, that's why you just don't keep poking the bear. And also on my other sports highlights and takes, yo, the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles, the great city of brotherly love. Well, I don't know how much love it. Well, no, because our crime kind of went down and then went back up. But hey, let's stop the shooting, stop the killing in Philly. Yeah, the Eagles, we winning everything. Okay, we winning everything. So I went over some boxing, some fighting. Yeah, that's my sports take. I'm in Texas. Yo, it's hot. It's still hot, and it's hot. I don't know what to tell you. Like, when you leave an ice beverage with the ice is full to the top, and you leave the car with the windows cracked under the shade, and that joint is like either melted or the cup then dehydrated itself. It is disintegrated. It didn't even evaporate. It just disintegrated. Just disappeared in thin air. Yeah, that's the type of heat we got. Like, put an egg on the ground, it's gonna fry. Like, it ain't no cartoons over here. It's hot. For my people up north, if you start getting that chilly weather, send some down here because it's hot. So that's the sports. We got the weather. Oh, feel good story because I'm always putting up. Like, yo, black people actually progressing out here. Let's see. They had it on today's news. The young lady. Now I don't know if she's an adult or she's still in high school. I don't know. They had the young lady. Oh, another breaking news. Billions of flies to bred for war against screwworm. Um, the and let me see. Where is my feel good story? She's basically a young black lady. I actually think she's still a teenager. Okay, where's she at? All right, here we go. Actually doing some research for y'all. Didn't think I was gonna do no research. Hold up, because I like how the way my phone's act. I could be out here doing these stories. Okay. At 17 years old, Kamara Freeland, again, at 17 years old, Kamara Freeland is recognized as the youngest black licensed pilot in New York and one of the youngest in U.S. history. So not only the youngest black pilot, let's just say she happens to be black girl, okay, and she does recognize that she's not having no identity crisis. So being a young black lady, 17 years old. And on top of that, one of the youngest pilots in history. And the crazy thing is, I think she said something about she had got her pilot's license before her driver's license. So let's give big ups to her. Let's give big ups to Kimora Freeland. I like that. She went out there. She's a pilot. Guess what? When they talk about some of these kids don't got no direction, she has it. She joined. They had some local aviation program. She went through it. Hey, pilots are needed, just like truck drivers. She was like, "Look, if I can't get it on land, if I can't get it on water, I'm gonna get it up in the air, and I'm gonna do me." And when she gets when now I'm not saying it. Let me see, throwing the messiness in. When she gets pissed off at all y'all just creating this messiness down here, and she don't want to say whoever she, she's a teenager. I'm sure she got prom and she's going to date. She's probably dating right now. So whoever her little significant other is at the time, whoever she dating, she like, you know what? I'm tired of your ish. I'm about to take off. Like she really about to take off. Like she can really say, yo, I'm coming off like they say you just too cool for school coming off the fly port. Like, yo. She's like, yo, let me land my plane. Let me land my plane for real. And like I said, hey, that's pretty dope if you think about it. And I don't know if she does helicopters too, which I'm sure she is. But yo, could you just imagine, like I'm getting tired of you earthly beings down here. I'm just gonna take off, like take off for real. So I like that. I like that that Miss Kimora Freeland, and yeah, she's going to college and she's already a licensed pilot. Like, yo, she has a skill in the trade and she's good for life. And she can still do other things. She wants to be a content creator or an athlete. She wants to go to college. She just wants to be in the aviation. And she says she has the aviation school. That's what I'm talking about. Black people are progressing out here, man. We're doing things, okay? Things are not perfect. No, things are not perfect. No, are there still racism and prejudice? Yes, but we have to take the goals and accomplishments when we get them, okay? Um, so that was a feel good story. Uh, now there's some just bad news. I didn't realize. I know the Gaza Strip between Israel and Palestine and the whole Gaza Strip. Um, I know they're at war, and see, people, you have to realize, um, the Gaza that whole Gaza Strip war, that is something that's been going on for years. So that's why I don't like when they say, "Who you for?" Palestine, is it Palestine or Palestine? Palestine, or you for Israel? Like who you for? Like no, because that's when you gotta be like, hey, that is their business because they've been going at each other for thousands of years. But the one thing I don't like, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not gonna say this because I still need to do more research on it. One side is trying to genocide the other side. Again, I said one side is actually trying to genocide the other side, which is some of the ultimate, most nastiest of works because it's like, man, didn't we just? And I don't forget about COVID because I circle back a lot of things back to COVID, where this is where I think where the whole world. This is my whole synopsis on COVID. We had a virus that was offing everybody that had no names, it had no classism, no racism, no culture, no community, no heritage, no ethnicity. It didn't care how much money you had, it didn't care what country you was in, it didn't care what you was doing in life. It was just taking people out. It affected me, it affected everybody. But to get out of that, and it wasn't that long ago, and now we're dealing with a country that wants to do genocide to another country. It's like, come on, don't we still have quality of life? Like, why are we still going at this? The whole Ukraine and Russia war. Now, yeah, Trump, he talked to Putin because him and Putin met up in Alaska. And I knew that's what it was. I knew that's what I called it a while ago. I was saying the whole reason why Putin was not giving up on Ukraine and all the deplorable acts he did over there, and some of his stuff is genocide, and some of his stuff on some Nazism propaganda, and this whole psyche war. Um, he was after, I think, Ukraine. Ukraine has basically international ports, If you know anything about people going to war, it's not always what they say it is. It's always about the resources and the access to resources and land. Ukraine has international ports. We all know about Russia. I don't have to break down the whole history of Russia and the things they import and export. Now, does Russia import and export like regular farm goods and probably minerals and metals and things like that? Yes. But also, Russia has a history of importing and exporting certain other things. And if you're following these guidelines, remember that we had the port beefs over here. We had the port beefs over here. And they said they were hearing voices and screams and yelling in these crates. And they recently had movies about people being shipped in these crates. So let's if you follow me, I hope you're following me. I know for the slow people, I hope you're following me. Now all of a sudden, Putin can talk to Trump about these peace talks, and they had it in Alaska. Alaska and Russia at one time they used to way back in history they used to touch, but they say when it's just cold enough, you can actually take that, you can cross that tundra. Um, um, Putin wants access to these ports. Now, could you guess why he wants access to these ports? Think about it. Think about the history of Russia. Think about the history of them countries. Got a lot of war crime going on there. They want access to these international ports. Think about it. When you have access to a port, importing and exporting, everything goes in and everything goes out. No matter what you're looking for. From food to entertainment to cars to industrial to textile. A lot of entertainment. A lot of extracurricular activities. And now he's starting to calm down. Even though he did all that heinousness towards Ukraine, which is crazy. I mean, we can recognize that because they were the aggressors. So that's a fact. Russia was the aggressor towards Ukraine. And now he's got access to these ports, which is sad that hospitals and churches and schools had to get blown up and kids had to be taken away from their families. Now, because Trump is in office, now he can talk about these negotiations. Man. So again, I didn't want to get too far into it. Because again, I can go in and I'm going to investigate. I'm going to do some more journalism work on that more. But if you just look at the map of Russia, if you look at the map of Ukraine, if you look at the map of Alaska, and you see these international ports, you can see what they can do and they have access to. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Um, I just hope after we came through COVID and we saw a virus taking out people, we can start looking at the quality of life and saying, hey, you know what? We're not even on that type of time. Let's just be happy we made out the virus and let's focus on getting growing our crops and water and preserving our earth. But yet we're worried about taking people out and genocide. I don't know why other groups of people try to take other groups of people out because guess what? No matter how we look at it, we all need each other because everybody got their strengths and everybody got resources. So, like, hey, we might, everything is made in China, but it gets a lot of mass production from China. It might be saying, oh, they don't like the U.S. Americans and all that, but there's a lot of farming industry that comes out of the U.S. You know, I mean, people just gotta think. We all need to work with each other. I mean, we might talk about some of the European countries and the Asian countries, but guess what? A lot of our transportation, the automobiles, come from up out of there. Even Ford, they build a lot of their cars in a lot of the Asian markets, and they reshipping back over here. Moving on to more news is uncomfortable. A lot of people are still having these debates on Trump with these National Guards. Some people are like, oh, I love the crime went down, but then they're like, this is getting too much in the martial law, and then we're going to have more of these cop shootings, which the cop shootings didn't slow down, but they're just saying that they're just going to be on a super uptick of just craziness. Deportation is still in effect. Yeah, it's a lot of crazy news going on out here, and that's why I had to just do a quick, brief rundown, and just talk about that. And lastly, yeah, hip hop is under attack. I can say that. After looking at the Diddy trial, after them they keep going after Jay Z, they keep putting Dame Dash's name out there, with the music, and it's been like slowly coming out. You got to dig for quality. Uh, Mr. Old Town Road, you got him running down the street. They're trying to take down Rock Nation. Then there's all this expose on Rock Nation and things like that. And I'm not even going to get the details of that because I still don't know. They trying to take down little baby. They're trying to take down they were trying to take down Young Thug. Then was going after Yo Gotti. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. Hip hop is under attack. If you care anything about the culture of hip hop, save it. Save it. However you do it, just save it. Cause I've made some independent moves and money off of hip hop. It wasn't a lot, but I've did my independent works in hip hop, and it has benefited me, to give me some of the skills and the tools. Others, we've listened to it, we consumed it. Let's save our culture, especially if you of the black culture and the community, our heritage and ethnicity. That's not it's not all of our culture, but for it to come from us, let's preserve it because it is the biggest global market out there. Outside of the outside of the food industry, yeah, hip hop is pretty much it. No matter how you look at it, it's not something tangible, but it's there. So save hip hop because hip hop is under attack. Like I said, they going after the Jay Z's, they going after the Diddy's, they ran the Russell Simmons out of here. The Young Thugs, the little babies. Now, granted, there's multiple sides to it. Some people are against it, some people are for it, whatever. But as a culture as a whole, let's preserve it. Okay, don't just let the propaganda in the media saying, "Oh, it's bad, bad, bad," and then they expose. There's a whole bunch of things to expose. Because, like I said before, if you really want to expose it, start exposing this American history. You start going down some of these presidents, okay, and just their involvement in slavery, okay, and just some of the prejudice and the red lines some of these presidents had to do, and these politicians. Don't hey, let's call a spade a spade. Let's not start exposing that. Cause you're gonna start exposing, oh, they look what they did to hip hop. Go back in American history, okay? Okay. Let's not forget how this country came about. It was for sure stolen from Native Americans and Mexicans. Now y'all kicking Mexicans out. But when you look at the old maps from back then, like they didn't have a big portion of the U.S. So it's like, woo, man. When you think about it, don't get me started. But anyway, that's my news brief. Again, thank you again for tuning in to the Ozzy and Sid Report. Thank you again for tuning in to the Ozzy and Sid Report. I didn't have a full script and direction. I just wanted to get my thoughts and opinions and some of my takes out there. Um, and always looking to change. So it's not like, and yeah, that's another thing, people. It's not like I was like, oh, he said this, so he's on that. Like, nah, I'm human. I'm human, okay? I'm educated in this whole journalism thing. I have opinions and I have my own takes. I like to give it out to the world. So hello, new world. Not only like to give my opinions and takes, but I also like to do things in IRL and in real life. I like to come up with solutions. So yeah, we're gonna have more of that when my guest and my co-host Sid and Sheed from the Straight Shooters 94 when they join us. Yo, get the bag, make impact. Hello, new world. This is Ozzy Oz, and this is the Ozzy and Sid Report. I'm out.